Hey, Hop's Battle Show. Wes here with Hop and String, and we've got Austin Daugherty with Blacktop Mojo. Guys, you want to say hello real quick?
How's it going, people?
Hello.
So it's fitting that it says Dot because Austin is fighting with his webcam, so we may or may not get to see him. But I'll say it's somewhat fitting because you're kind of the behind-the-scenes guy anyway, right?
Yeah, some would say that.
There you go.
Yeah. So, no, in all
Fair way
seriousness,
to look at it.
Hop and I got to meet Austin at the Blacktop Mojo show in Leesburg, Virginia. I think it was the 14th of May or something like that. And it was absolutely awesome to get to know Austin a little bit, to chat with him and whatnot. Fred, great to have you with us. So before I turn it over to Hop and String, if you're watching on the Facebook channel or you're watching on the YouTube channel, whether it's live right now or you're somewhere down the road, chime in whenever you're seeing this and put where you're watching from. So whenever Austin or any of the guys from Blacktop Mojo get to see this later on, they can see the crowd. They see who appreciates them across the country. I was just telling them before we hit the recording, ran into an old high school buddy of ours, and he says, yeah, I love those guys. They're awesome. And that's what we hear over and over. So we're spreading a little bit of Blacktop Mojo love today. So guys, all yours.
Well, Austin, welcome to our show. I'm glad to have you on here. Although I didn't get to meet you at the show, but I was.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So I guess I'll start off here, Hop. So it was kind of like, what got you into this position in your job as a tour manager, and like what led you up to wanting to do this, and what did you need to do to actually be a tour manager?
Well, I mean, honestly, it started off back when the guys were still doing, the bar scene, 3-hour acoustic shows and whatnot. And I lived in Palestine, moved out of town, came back, and then had some mutual friends. Started hanging out with them and kind of saw what they were doing. Went to a couple shows, whatnot, and then just throughout drinking, I'd be like, guys, if you ever need help, then let me know. And they were like, yeah, whatever, because they really didn't need help at the time. But I was consistent, just hey guys, y'all need help, let me know. And then finally Nathan was just like, yeah, I mean, he said he wants to help, so let him go with y'all. And so yeah, I just started off just selling merches at shows, little shows like that. And then the first van tour, I went off with them and was selling the merch only. And then we had another guy that was kind of doing the TM and whatnot. And it just wasn't for him. He just other things. And so, I just jumped in, and nobody really knew what they were doing. And we still don't know what we're doing, but
well, you're doing something right.
We make it happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just, I guess they let me go with him because I bugged him enough that finally it's just let him go, man.
Well, we're all kind of familiar with that how you got into it, because growing up, we had some friends that were in a band, and we, every weekend that they played, we were wherever they were at, helping them set up stuff, and whatever they needed, we were there to help out with. If it needed to be somebody there to kind of play around with the buttons on the soundboard, we were there to do it. If we needed to flip some light switches on and off, whatever it was, we were there to do it. So we feel you on that one.
So you say that pretty loosely, Chris. They let you touch buttons. They just let me hear it.
Well,
I was the guy looking at what stamp, because I was always under 21 trying to figure out what stamp I needed on my hand to get in.
Yeah. I'm definitely not pressing buttons.
Well,
So I guess, what is a day in the life of a tour manager?
There's really not much, man. It's
I don't know.
really,
it's VIP stuff. So
there's a lot of walking. That's about it. But no, I mean, once we get to a venue and it's show day, my job's really, really easy. We have the crew. Everybody doesn't have a specific job. Everybody does what needs to be done. So it's not like nobody has the not my job mentality.
That's good.
Everybody gets in, does what they need to do, knows what needs to be done, and then once that's done, it's kind of just find yourself something to do, entertain yourself, walk around, try not to get in trouble.
I understand that role.
So y'all have a very tactile operation. It's everybody get in there, get it done, and then
the faster you get it done, the faster you can not worry about anything else except the show, and then that makes life easier.
So Austin, I'm going to jump in, and here's where Wes inserts himself, whether String and Hop want me to or not. I
You're
think
more than
be
welcome,
too
brother.
humble,
You're fine.
because it's a well-oiled machine, and that doesn't happen by accident. I mean, from the VIP interaction to meeting us when we got in line, directing traffic, I think you underestimate how important it is some of those things go. And there's a whole lot of crap that can go wrong behind the scenes that, gosh, from us as coming in as fans to have a good experience, you make sure the stuff happens. So don't sell yourself short here. It's we want you to brag a little bit, because, gosh, I'm thinking most of the folks watching, wherever they're at, I see Minnesota, I see Massachusetts, I see Texas, I see Ohio. We've never done what you do, and it's pretty wild. So again, guys, keep rolling with what you're doing. But it's all nice to be humble, but I'm saying don't. How about that?
Okay, I mean, I'll try to be a little less than it, I guess. But I mean, it really is simple. I mean, the majority of the VIPs, we have a lot of repeat customers, I would say, but a lot of people that just enjoy good music, and you treat people right, they keep coming back. So
There you go.
when I send out the VIP emails, it's usually somebody that I've already communicated with. They kind of know how it goes. I meet them in the front, and then it's just like, oh, he'll be here. And it's somebody that hasn't, done the VIP before. They're like freaking out, think it's a big deal or something like that.
Yeah, me too.
And then they run into somebody that's done it before. I'm like, oh no, he'll be out in a minute. And I'll get a text message from somebody and be like, they'll say they're here, and all right, I'll be out there in 5 minutes. Well, 5 minutes turns into like 10 minutes because stopping here. Oh, I forgot this, and I'm a very forgetful person. Uh, you'll I probably have 3 open Red Bulls a day that are just randomly throughout on the trailer. They'll be by the drums. They're usually in the way, and then so I'm walking back and forth, just trying not to forget everything. But I mean, venues have shows all the time. So I mean, really, the only problems that occur at places are ones that you make yourself. So there's everything should be nice and simple. There shouldn't be any issues really. So it's really not hard. The hardest part is getting everybody out, unloading the trailer, and then after that, it's all downhill.
Well, it was nice and simple. Don't you agree, Wes?
Yeah, and so you nailed it, Austin, in saying when you treat people right, they come back. And that was what we got. I mean, and that's what I've seen from you guys from the first time I joined Mojo Nation and the Facebook group. Any interactions, like, gosh, you guys give a shit. You're relating to the fans. You're interactive, and it just, I mean, that goes a long way. We can.
Oh yeah.
The 3 of us saw a band play, and I won't mention their name, although it's a rodent with 2 teeth. We saw them in the late '90s, and their singer was an asshole. And while I loved their music, I was done.
Right. Yeah. There's definitely none of them are assholes.
That's right.
Unless we're all amongst each other, and then we're all assholes.
It's amongst friends then, though.
Right. Yeah. It's just there's a lot of rib stabbing, whatnot.
Well, that's what makes sure that when you're on the road, you gotta find ways to have fun, and if that's what it comes to, and everybody knows what the end factor is, so it's all in good fun. So
sometimes.
No.
I was heckled by the drummer while I was getting my picture taken. That's a first, and that was pretty awesome when I look back on it. But
he's the one you got to watch out for. No one really knows what he looks like there behind the drum kit. So.
Well, I'm going to ask this that you was talking about going into venues, and the venues do this every day. It's like, do you find that there's a difference between, like, as far as setting up or how I guess the venues staff are or whatever? Is there any difficulties in between, like a smaller venue versus a larger venue? I mean, is it all about the same? You just get in there and get your stuff done? Or?
No. Stairs are the enemy.
Oh yeah.
And there are a couple venues that we have that will be stairs either from the back door to the room, a couple flights. And, we've come up with that so much that we've learned to take smaller stuff. We compact, we don't take everything that we need up, stuff like that. I mean, that can be a little difficult, but you can definitely tell a venue and a promoter that gives a shit. Like you said, you can
Oh,
tell
yeah.
that we give a shit. Well, you can tell when you pull up if the venue and or promoter gives a shit. And that goes a long way. I mean, even it's just like, I'm gonna have you at my house, but once you're there, I don't really care what you do,
Yeah.
type thing. It's like, no, I'm a host. I'm gonna make sure that you're having a good time, type thing. And so, yeah, but like I said, is everybody does it whether they want to be there or having a good time or not. We're still gonna make it happen, and we're gonna have a good time.
No, that's the important thing. Because
So,
when you guys, I've noticed when a band is up there, even, if, I've seen some bands that are up there just totally serious. And then I've seen other bands that are up there, they're having a good time. They're joking with themselves, with the other band members or whatnot on the stage. And that it kind of flows over to the crowd and in the audience. And when you see them having a good time, it makes you want to have a good time and join in the fun. So as long as everybody's rolling good, yeah, it's a way better time.
yeah, that's all it should be, is a good time.
It really should. That's what you're there for. I mean, you're there to have a good time and get away from the everyday life to, just put yourself in a different place for a little bit.
Right. Yeah. No, it's a great escape.
Yes, it is.
And it's fortunate I get to see them do it every night. I take that for granted that, some people haven't seen them live yet, or
they're missing out.
Have to drive hours. And it's like, man, I get to sit at the merch table and watch them play every night. And sometimes it's like, man, they're playing this song again. I'm gonna step outside real quick. But it's like, no, they're great. So I mean, all of them enjoy it, and you can tell. Well, it's not a job for them. It's fun.
Yep. Clearly they enjoy it. Austin, Robert Heath posted from YouTube. He's watching. I think you mentioned this earlier, but I'm not sure he was there. So do you want to touch that question he's got when you guys playing in Palestine again?
Yeah. We're actually not going to be playing in Palestine anytime that I know of. Actually, I take that back. Not Palestine, it'll be Rusk in September, but we are playing in Tyler / Lindell on July 2nd, Texas Music City. So, Robert, you could come out there to Lindell and be a little closer drive for you.
Yeah, he says he's in Tyler, so yeah.
Right. So, yeah, right there in Lindell at Texas Music City on the July 2nd.
And Robert, over my left shoulder, my left shoulder, I've got my VIP from when we saw him a few weeks ago. And I'm telling you, brother, the juice is worth the squeeze. Do the VIP.
It definitely is.
He says he'll be there. So there you go.
Good deal. Good deal.
I guess I'm gonna go ahead and ask this question because I'm a music nerd, and I didn't realize that the tour manager was in charge of the merch. Do you order the merch or just strictly sell it, or?
So I don't know that that's a typical setup for any traveling band. Most of the people that we tour with or run into out on the road, their TM usually does the front of house, kind of the production manager, TM, whatnot. They have a merch person. So I would say that's usually different than what the TM does. However, I do the ordering, but the designs, we get random people here and there. We have a guy that we're using right now that usually hands us the designs and whatnot, and then we'll send them to the guys and have kind of a community vote on what we like and what we think we should order, and then I'll call the dude, get the t-shirts rolling, and get them sent out. So, but selling them at the shows, I enjoy selling at the merch table. Like you said, you get to see people. Usually you're up at the front door, so you see people that come up. It's like, oh, I've never heard of these guys before, but what is a Blacktop Mojo? And they have no idea, and it's like, okay. And then I'm just like, oh, it's a band, hope you enjoy them. And then after the set's over, they're just like, oh my God, dude, how come I haven't heard y'all before? Yep. And it's, I get that every night, and that's fun to watch. People that are just like, what is a Blacktop Mojo? And then at the end of the night, they're just like, dude.
Well, so I'd been poking at Hop about them for several years, and coerced him to take a day. He took vacation day. We came to see you guys, and from the first time Matt starts singing, he's like, damn.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, he's very good, and that's it you know, since 2017, I think they've been touring, and it's slowly been growing. And it's not like some people see them for the first time, and then we see that same person 4 or 5 more stops after that. They're like, man, I just had to come. Man, I just had to come. And so it's just getting people to actually hear him sing it live. It's different. People can do stuff on videos, and you're like, oh man, that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then you hear him do it live, and you're like, man, he is really fucking good.
Mm.
When you pull off Steven Tyler, because that's no slouch song, Dream On, and when you can nail that, that's impressive as hell. I mean, not something everybody can do.
Right. No, it's phenomenal that he can repeat it, but some of the stuff on his original stuff that he's just doing by feel, that sounds, some people say, better than, what he could do. He's got a different voice than Steven Tyler, but his voice is amazing.
Oh yeah.
So, Austin, one of the things that's grabbed me, I saw him in 19, and Ryan and Chuck were playing then, and I think Chuck was relatively new at that point with you guys, or at least touring and so on.
Chuck's always the news guy.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, it was stinking impressive to see, because I think Ryan played most of the leads, and he was great. I really enjoyed Ryan's stuff. But when we saw this time, Chuck took on a lot of the leads. The flow that he and Malcolm had was outstanding. But I'm going to say, I think Ryan or Chuck's stuff was maybe cleaner live than I even thought on the discs, and that's pretty rare.
Yeah, no, Chuck took that position and really ran with it. He does. You can definitely tell they're different styles when they do it, but it's the same. It's the same stuff, but it feels different. It feels Chuckified, because he's that shredder at heart. And obviously they're coming from different styles playing the same part, so you're going to get different stuff. But the fact that he nails it and doesn't think twice, just jumped right in, no questions asked, and stepped up and did a great job.
I know when we talked to him, he was a class act too, didn't you think, Wes?
Yes, sir. Really. And we've traded some messages since. Just a good guy.
Chuck's a good guy.
That's what I said.
Oh man.
Yep. That's what I got out of it. So.
Yeah, no, he's great.
No wonder he's the one y'all shot in the video.
Yeah, well, we knew somebody was going down, and we just turned and looked at him, and
took one for the team.
He knew what was coming.
So as far as like when you guys start a new tour or whatever, is that something that somebody else kind of gives you the dates, like, or is that something that you book and get everything lined up for each venue? Or
no, so actually the booking agents will get with the guys and get a route that, we'll have an offer for a show, and it's like, all right, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go this way, and we're going to route to that. So they'll reach out to venues and areas and promoters, and the booking agents will set the dates and whatnot, and then just send me email addresses, and then I'll reach out. Basically, it's the same email I send to every place, just basic information from what we need as far as parking and how many people are going to be with us. And then the times, like I said, every venue's just about the same, give or take 1 or 2 hours. So everybody knows that load in's usually between 12 and 2 o'clock every day, and then pull up, and
do your thing.
That's it. Unlock the trailer and make it happen. I mean, so the communications between, and that's another place where you see if a promoter really cares or a venue cares, is how fast they get back to you in the email. Some people are a lot quicker, and definitely since we've been out longer, the response times have been a lot shorter. People that don't know, we've never played their place before, they really don't know what to expect. After we leave, obviously we don't trash places. We're not gonna, if they don't have something, then it's not suffice. Like, we're not gonna be like, well, we're not playing the show, y'all are gonna make this, y'all gotta do this, y'all gotta do that. We're just gonna play the show and go down the road.
You don't have M&Ms taken out of your M&M dish?
Oh, is Chuck commenting on here? Yeah, no, I'm a big M&M eater.
Well, no, it's just like that was the old vein.
Oh,
so
I got what you're saying. I thought Chuck was on here talking about M&Ms, but no.
We might have touched something else, but I didn't.
Yeah, no, he definitely did. No, that is funny. We used to have some M&Ms, blue only M&Ms without the M's on it. It was on the right, and we've actually only got that one time. But yeah, there's always that little funny thing that you put on the rider, starting out. Yeah, just to see if they're reading, see how much fun they're willing to have with us. Because initially it started off with it was just like a used black tube sock. We need one of them. And we got some of those because they were like, y'all really want a fucking black tube sock? It's like, well,
it's not
on the
used,
paper, right? And then and we have fun with it. It was I don't even know what you call them, the Picto Master things that you put the little circle disc in and the kids play with. We had that on there, and now it's frisbee because we like to play frisbee in our downtime. So
there you go.
Got a little arrow ring on there, and that's just fun stuff to see who's actually having fun with it and who's like, I'm not getting this for these stupid people. That's stupid.
Well, you was talking about, some of these venues, you see how much whether they interact with the band, ahead of time or whatnot, and how much they care about the band, I guess I should say. We were going to, years ago, we had one little small venue, and I don't even know what Main Street held, maybe 100 people, if that. It was a fairly small place, and it wasn't nothing to brag about by any means, but it was what we had, and we went and we enjoyed ourselves every weekend that we could go. But we were planning on seeing Testament there one time, and the band basically pulled up, said, we're not playing, got back on the bus and drove off.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, that was a very big letdown. But I think they were quick on getting another band in there, but it just wasn't the same.
Yeah, I mean, we've heard a couple of those stories where bands would book a venue and then they got a little bigger than that venue, or they thought they were bigger than the venue they were playing by time that got around to them being there and just didn't play it.
Yeah,
and that's unfortunate. I mean, there's people there that probably are wanting to see you and go in there and play the show.
Yeah.
Austin, when we talked to Catt about, maybe 6 weeks ago now, and he made a comment, I don't remember if it was Stringer Hop, that says, hey, do you like the big stadium stuff where you're doing the festivals? Because I think that same day you guys announced Daytona and Blue Ridge Rock Fest. The same day we talked with Catt, and he says, guys, I'm going to show up and give it all I've got, regardless if it's 8 people in the crowd or 8,000 people in the crowd, because, and it kind of took me back to when, whether it be Derek Jeter or Michael Jordan say, hey, somebody's coming to see me play. And that might be the only time. And that was just a class act on Catt's part. I really appreciated hearing that.
Yeah, no. And that is 100% how they are. I mean, like that van tour, that very first tour, there was a couple places where the only people that were there were the actual radio DJs, and they're just like, it was a free show anyway, and they're all like, man, y'all don't have to play, I'm sorry, it's like, no, they're about to play, they're about to put on a show, like sit down. Awesome. It might just be you, but sit down, bud. and it's the same show. It's not, they didn't hold nothing back. It was the same show, rather, no matter where.
That's awesome.
Do you play anything?
I play video games. Yeah, I'm not musical at all. I can't keep a beat on the drums, like nothing. I can't do it.
I can play radio. That's my talent. I can't even do the video games. Guitars in the background as props. I've play. I just never wanted to learn.
I'd want to learn, but I just hate failing, and listening to myself try to pick on a guitar hurts my ears, so I wouldn't want anybody else to hear it.
So, well, how about this? So you sound like, you're pretty dedicated to the guys in Blacktop, and that you've pretty much came up with them and, over the years. And if there was a dream band that you would want to play with, who would that be? Or be a tour manager for, not play with, but.
Oh shit. I don't know that I would even go to another band and do this.
Hey, that's dedication.
Just perfectly honest with you. I mean, it's what we're doing out there in the bus and in close quarters and around people every day. You can't do that with just anybody and everybody. I mean, it takes different people to get along all the time.
Oh yeah.
And to just jump ship or not even just to do that with different people, which I could get along, but would it be fun? It wouldn't be as fun as what I'm doing now. So I mean, Blacktop would definitely be it. I don't think there wouldn't be any other band I'd want to.
So Fred's asking a question down here. Is there anything that's ever went south, like it went just downhill real quick at a show?
Nah. I don't know if he means like
really bad. Anything
equipment,
went bad. Or anything, yeah.
Felon.
Anything.
Well, one of the first times they did the In the Air Tonight at a show was at Temple Live, I believe, in Arkansas, and for some reason they lost the entire PA. And Matt, just quick thinking Matt, doing what he does, grabs the guitar and gives it to Catt, and they go up to the stage and sit down at the front of the stage, just no PA, nothing, and do In the Air Tonight, and they figure out the problem. After that's over, they get back up and start rocking. So
wow, that's good.
I guess that went south, but it ended up being a great thing, and now sometimes they bust that out just randomly throughout shows, just cause. There's been fights in the crowd, but Matt stops them. I mean, he'll stop the song to get it broken up, So no, I mean nothing's really nothing where the show's not going to go on.
Well, that's good.
So,
that's a good thing.
South. Had some people upset about the set list. Obviously, you want to hear a certain song or something like that, but I mean that ain't nothing.
Yeah.
So no, I mean it's nothing's gone south. It's everything is nice and easy. That's as easy as you make it.
That's a good thing to be able to say right there, because I'm sure there's a lot of bands out there that it's probably got a lot of bad luck following. They probably have a lot of things happen to them.
Oh yeah, I didn't say we didn't have bad luck. I mean,
we have
some bad luck here and there. We haven't been able to make shows for bus problems or something like that. But if we get to your venue, there's gonna be a show played.
It's one way or another. It's going down.
In Austin, I mean, even that. I mean, we followed it. I saw that when you guys were touring last year after the bus had sat for so long and so on. We talked with Catt a little bit about that. You guys handled that as classy as anything I've ever seen. I mean, in the Nation group, people were saying, "Hey, we can come get you, or we can do this, or I know a mechanic here." And it sucks. Somebody wants to see you. They've whatever, but damn, you handled it.
Yeah, no, it definitely. I'm glad y'all on the outside. It looked like we handled it great. It was a defeating, as every day we were told, hey, it'll be ready at this time, and it's like, all right, well, we're stuck at this hotel in downtown Nashville. We got to figure out if we need to check out and come get it. Like, and then, oh yeah, y'all will be good. Don't buy another room. And then 4 hours later, like, bad news, guys. It's like, okay, so we've already told this place we were going to be here because y'all said it would be ready. And there's back and forth. We became very good friends with the bar staff down there at the Corner Bar in Nashville. Shout out. If you're in Nashville, go to the Corner Bar. Once they told us that the bus wasn't moving that day, we just all get our stuff back in the hotel room and go to the bar.
Sounds like a great thing to
do. Just kind of wait it out, because sitting around the hotel, you just were irritated in a way because you're stuck, and obviously there was a show to be played and you're letting people down, which obviously you're going to come back and play the show, but then that turns into, well, people can't make it the next time you're coming. So either way, you're letting people down. And so it's definitely something that you don't want to happen. But I mean, it was tough. It was tough. But once we got that fixed, the bus has been working very well as of right now. So hopefully we don't have any issues as far as bus issues to keep us from getting to shows.
Fingers crossed on that one.
Fingers crossed for sure.
Well, I mean, Fred's answer to what you said about the things going south at the show, I think echoes there. He said very professional, and that's what I'd say. I mean, everybody interacting with you, Austin, interacting with Chuck, interacting the little bit I did with Matt back in 19, and Hop talking about Nathan, giving him a hard time about his hat. I don't blame him. It was 49ers. I'd give you a hard time too. But,
oh yeah, he's probably salty that he lost the fantasy championship last year. So,
but just professional all the way around. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Oh, thank y'all very much. It's very easy. Like I said, it's very easy. Just be yourself instead of trying to be somebody. And there it is.
You're doing what you're doing because you're doing a good job. So,
well, I thank y'all. I thank y'all for that. But like I said, and also it's easy to do my job and makes my job easy when all the crew and everybody else is as good as they are. Like y'all say, it sounds great every night at the shows. That's Jack, our sound guy, and he goes in every venue and makes it sound as close as he can. And some of these places are pretty tough. Like everybody thinks, oh, it's a music venue. Oh, this sound sucks. And it's like, well, there's a lot more to it. Just because it's a music venue doesn't mean it's a music room.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh man, well it sounded bad, or this could have sounded better. And I can assure you, it all was done to make it sound like that. And to make it sound like that is pretty tough. It's a different place every night.
Yeah.
So I mean, it goes out on him and the job that he does. And then Joe's the only guy on stage every night that controls and manages during a show what goes on up there. And so, I mean, like I said, if everybody doesn't have the not my job mentality and does a great job with anything, I mean, just if we don't have hands, the band's out there helping us load in. Yeah. So
that's the setup for a well-oiled machine right there.
There's plenty of oil. We got oil leaks everywhere.
But for the experience me and Wes had when we went down the show, there's one of the best ever. I mean, every angle from the VIP to the sound to everything, meeting the guys, it was all professional and it was all done right, I thought.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what we like to hear. Hopefully we continue keeping that trend going.
So, guys, do you want to tell him a little bit about this and that and running through this and that question? I see I'm looking at the notes. Do you want to hit?
Yeah. Well, we'll ask this one last question real quick before we get to that we definitely want to get to that. But all right, so is there any wild, out of this world funny story or anything that's happened that stands out above anything else that's while you've been managing the band?
Man,
you probably got a lot of them.
Yeah, there's crazy things that are just so unexpected that'll happen. That's not even you're not even expect. Like I said, obviously it's unexpected, but just like some crazy homeless people that'll pop out of what seems like nowhere while we're in a back alley or something like that. But the best story that I guess I can have that's easy enough is we were in Gallup, New Mexico. The first time I guess we were playing in New Mexico, right off of Old Route 66. And after the show is done and everything, the band that opened, was out in the back where we were loading out and had an old grocery buggy, and they had it a fire. They had a bunch of ingredients to cook, like rice and all this stuff in this buggy. And then they had a fire going in the alley, and they were cooking rice and like some meat. And it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. And everybody's just kind of in the back alley, just kind of like, hey, y'all want some rice? They're like, yeah, we got plenty. And so everybody's kind of back there having some food, and we're just kind of waiting to leave. And we're not in a rush to leave or nothing. And then one of the venue guys is like, hey, y'all want me to pop this firework? And we're like, no, man, we're good. We don't need no attention like that. And he was like, all right, I won't. And then everybody's like, and then he asked again. He's like, y'all sure y'all want me to pop this firework? We're like, yeah, dude, we don't. Like, we're good, man. Thank you, though. And he was like, all right. And so everybody's kind of eating, and I end up going back to the bus just because I I don't know. I just went back to the bus and I'm talking to the guys about it. I was like, yeah, that fella back here wants to pop some fireworks. We told him not to, all this stuff. And just about as soon as I get it out of my mouth, you just hear, and then just he shot off 3 of those cannons back there, and they're just we're right in the middle of this small downtown area. I mean, cops are definitely getting called. It's just like, well, if that firework goes off, they're going to come to the big bus that's out front and be like, which one of y'all fellas popped this firework? Because obviously it's the biggest attention thing down there.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, I run back and I'm waking the driver up. I'm like, hey, man. I was like, you got to get this thing fired up. Get out of here. And then Matt and them come back just all wide-eyed. They're like, bro, he popped it. We're like, yeah, we heard. And so, I mean, that was just completely unexpected to just be loading out and the guys pull up, start a fire in the back alley.
Right.
It's just like, hell yeah, this is awesome.
Sounds like a good time there, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, nothing too crazy. Like we're pretty docile. Like we fun for us is finding a mall that's got card store in it and see if they have any cool baseball cards and stuff like that. Like or Dave and Buster's. We'll go dominate a Dave and Buster's real quick. There's been many a times we're just all 8 at the bar, buying the old cards and going out there and not rigging the machines, but after you've been to so many and you kind of figure it out and know how to get the big scores and whatnot. And Jack will go in there and it looks like he just stopped off at a Dollar Tree, comes back with all these light strips and mini fans, and just like, why'd you buy that? And it's like, well, I didn't know what else to get.
Tickets, man.
All right, hey,
yeah, you got to spend them tickets, man.
Yeah, that's about the craziest that we get into. Other than that, yeah, nothing. If anything crazy is about to go down, we try to avoid that. So
yeah, sometimes it's better too. Yeah.
Trying to think if there's anything else that's been just.
I don't know. It's hard to top that one.
That's a pretty good one.
I'm just trying to get over. I'm picturing the bus driver saying, "Sir, this is a Speedy Mart."
Oh yeah. So that was all one shot. That first shot, he knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, that was a good one.
He's definitely a character.
We've got, what's he say? We've got some sharp cheddar combos. It's kind of like a Ritz cracker pregnant with a cheese baby.
Yeah, and that's just how he talks. That's not written. Like that is what he would say to us in normal conversation.
All right. Well, we have to kind of get to where we're going to have to wrap this up. We got another interview coming up too, but we do like to do something on our show. We found that the fans kind of like it, and it's fun for us too. So we do this or that questions. We throw 2 things out at you. You just answer what comes from the heart and whatever you feel. Sometimes we throw random stuff. Sometimes it's music related or whatever. But we always seem to get a good reaction out of this. So I'll hand it over. Yeah, there's definitely no wrong answer, but I'm gonna hand it over to Hop. Let him ask questions.
All right.
All right. So I guess the first one is Black Sabbath or Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin.
As far as beer, do you like it in a bottle or a can?
I like a bottle. I feel powerful.
There you go.
And then this is probably just a tour bus question. Is pizza or chicken wings?
Pizza.
And then the last one is Shinedown or Hailstorm?
I'll have to go Hailstorm.
I agree.
There you go.
Can't go wrong.
That was tough.
Yeah, all great answers. Yeah. Well, Austin, I appreciate this opportunity. Yeah. You know, I think either Wes or Hop had said that, you know, you were like, well, why wouldn't anyone want to hear what I got to say? But, you know, we were talking, actually, Hop and I went to a show last weekend, and there was a guy that went with us, and I had said something about, you know, talking with you for this interview. And he was like, oh, I'd love to hear that. Like, it's for us music nerds. That's, you know, this was an awesome opportunity, and I'm glad you caved in and let us do it. So
no, thank y'all for having me. I hope the insight was worth the listen, I guess.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it was
Yeah,
definitely
it
was.
definitely was.
I wish I had more cooler stuff to say, but
Ah,
You
it's
had
you-
plenty
really,
of cool
yeah,
stuff.
you did
there's,
good.
there's really not much to it. It's nice and
No.
easy. It's fun getting to meet everybody. And
Pretty humble because I have a feeling there's a lot more to it than what we're hearing. Say,
Yeah.
there's really not. Like it's a lot easier than you think, I guess. But I guess people can make it hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, as long as everybody's on the same page and is there for the right reasons, everything's easy.
Well, that's good. Yeah, that's the way it should be.
yeah,
You don't want things to be hard, especially.
Yeah. As long as there's ice in the cooler, I am good.
There you go.
what you're doing because you're doing a good job.
Yeah. Yes,
Thank
sir.
y'all. Well,
Appreciate
thank
what
y'all
you
so
guys
much.
bring. Austin, be sure to let us know when you've got the discs or whatever back in. I want a CD because I still play a CD player. I'm not the
Yeah,
download.
Me
they
too.
Ideally, I'd like to get a signed copy.
yeah, I'll figure out a way to make that happen.
Well,
Let's
I'm
go
not
with
looking
that.
for something for nothing. Gosh, I want to pay
Well,
for it, but
yeah, no, I
hey,
like I said, we'll figure it out. They're hopefully they'll be in before we leave to go west.
even
so
if it's
that'll-
exact change because of the coin shortage.
Yeah, it'll be crypto change.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Well, hey, really appreciate the interaction. Look forward to getting to connect with you when you're back on this side of the world again. And gosh, safe travels out on the left coast. I mean, the west
Yeah.
coast.
Well, we'll be back over on y'all's area September, October. So
Awesome.
we'll see you around then.
I'll try to be there this time.
Hell yeah. Well, definitely come on out. We'll
Yes, sir.
have a good time.
Indeed.
Sounds good.
Well, guys, thanks so much. And we'll call it a wrap for this version of Hop's Metal Show Live. See you guys.
Thanks,
Thank you.
fella.
Hop Metal.